There we go.
Yeah.
Precinct 1 Commissioner.
Tom, Scotty wants you to move because
You messed up our view.
without Crumpton and them, they'll see you and stuff.
Y'all walked this corner, or y'all, did y'all drive?
We drove, just barely.
So Larry is the only one that's absent.
Well, yeah, Larry, yeah, Precinct 1 Commissioner. Be there.
Feel like I'm sitting at the table with you.
Come on.
Well, that falls some controversy.
I would say so. Hey, Jim, if you can turn your camera on, we'd appreciate it.
Turn it on or off?
Turn it on.
Okay.
Put on a shirt first.
Good night. Hey, Phil, this morning.
I am good.
Doing good, sir. Good to see you this morning. Phil. All
I
right.
understand you got me going.
No, that's good. I've got to go with the laptop.
Yeah. Sorry, no shit. Good. I think it's gonna be here.
Let there be light, and there was, Jim.
We there?
Yep, we're there. We can see you. We got
I
about
wish I could say the same.
we got about 60 ticks of the second hand. We're ready to go. Oh boy.
Is it one big or something? Looks like an order. Is he?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, and we are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're going to call this regular meeting, of the Hill County Commissioners Court to order this Wednesday, December the 27th, 2023. Let the record reflect. This meeting was posted in accordance with Texas Government Code 551, better known as the Texas Open Meetings Act, and a quorum of commissioners is present established. Commissioner Crumpton won't be joining us today. He's recovering from a minor medical procedure. And then Commissioner Holcomb is joining us by video conference as is allowed by Texas law. This meeting is both in person and online. Did we have anybody sign up by 8 o'clock this morning to speak in public forum? Nobody signed up. Okay, good to know. Well, first order of business. So let's go ahead and invoke the blessing of the Almighty. Mr. Lake, Commissioner Lake, can you give us the invocation? Gotcha.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the good rain that we received and also the pretty weather. And we also hope that everyone remembers the reason for the season, because this is something very important for all of our lives. Be with the court this morning and various people who are involved, and help it to be done according to your will. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Follow me the pledge of American and the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, one and indivisible. I got that one. Yeah, I got that completely wrong. Go ahead. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag, one state under God, one and indivisible.
That's the owl jacket.
Woo, that lack of sleep is really catching up to me today, ain't it? Wow. And having everybody out of the house. Is gonna be a blessing. Yeah, that'll get me some no-dos, one of the two, apparently. Woo. Not enough eggnog, I'm afraid. Oh, man, oh, man. How's everything going on this morning?
I think he told.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with you today. Yeah, that's what I need, teleprompter.
Oh, we'll have a cruise out for the week.
All right.
Gotta have a cruise, so we just kind of hitting little hot spots, taking some mud holes and taking care of some odds and ends. Have a crew can take care of it.
Good deal. What kind of range y'all get down your country?
Anywhere from inching 0.8 to 3.5, I think.
Oh, wow.
It's gotta depend on where you work.
You got you. I got you. All right. Commissioner Lake, what's going on precinct 4 today?
Nothing, we're off for the rest of the year.
Okay, that makes that short topic. Tom, what's happening in emergency management? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Judge, I mean, it's in the rain, we had a swift water arrest. I'm sorry.
No.
It turned off.
If I had a bailiff, I'd have him take it up, but I guess we won't have that.
Yes, we were rescued over, off 309 was it Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
And I didn't think we had that much water, but my goodness, that creek was up there was. It was about 3 foot up on the side of the camper that was down there and. I mean, those people were stuck. It was pretty, it took us about 5 hours to get, we even. They had every source coming, Waco Swift Water was there.
Wow.
So it wound up being. It was difficult to get to them, I like, well, it's kind of hard to maneuver in. But, and then we had a missing girl, what really missing, she ran away Saturday night, so. Now birds are bad, stay busy.
It sounds like you most definitely did. I'm glad you guys have some downtime now, hopefully. What's open in the treasurer's office? Oh, boy. Oh, good. I imagine so. Anything with the district attorney this morning?
Oh, let's see, we have revocation doc tomorrow, so we'll be sentenced to post prison grand jury next week,
Good deal.
sexual assault jury trial.
Basically a typical week for you guys. Yeah, unfortunately, but thanks for being with us this morning. Saab, anything from the auditor's office?
We're just trying to close the investigation process. If that happens, we'll close the budget.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that a little bit later, just because some timelines. I'll catch up with you. What's going on in IT?
This week, Judge, it's mostly business as usual. District clerk does have a new employee starting today. Wendy's upstairs right now, sitting at the computer for that new employee, so. But it's really just a normal day this week for us.
Okay, good deal. Wonderful. All right. Well, on this front, start construction news. They've made some pretty big headway in the last week and a half over at Covington Street, and I see them turn that building over. It's about mid-January at this point. So most of the doors are in. There's some glass we're waiting on. That courtroom over there looks fantastic. A lot of that building just came out much better, we can hope. Some odds and ends that we need to take care of that we didn't think of, that we're dealing with now. Like, for example, for whatever reason, in the camera schematic, they did not put a camera in the courtroom. That's one place you got to have a camera. So we're going back and working on that. Philip's helping with this. Also, as part of that project, we are dealing with the third of the building there, the quarter of the building, I should say, that CSCD is in, putting the mag locks on their doors and the cameras in those offices. So that's that. So I'm waiting on a couple of pieces of equipment to show up and trying to increase security for everybody over there. Outside of that, have a conversation I did bring to you guys on January 9th regarding the AgriLife and what our next steps are going forward on it. And then we are still on track for the second week of January for the new chillers to show up for the building. We're working with Commissioner Precinct 2. He's got that monster forklift that can pick those things up, save us the money and stuff, and had to rent a crane and leave it there for 2 weeks. We can pick them up, put them on his yard, and then when installation day comes at the end of January, we can just put them on the trailer, road it down here, one time set them to be done with it. Otherwise, it's just kind of clean up at the end of the year, because we're through our fiscal year, but into the calendar year, odds and ends. If anybody's got anything that they're worried about or need to talk about or something that we haven't done yet, need to do for the end of the year, let us know. Be happy to do it. All right. So in that case, I'm going to move right along then into our agenda this morning. Is there anybody here for open forum?
So Judge, I didn't get a chance to something to you last week. We are stuck with our info software. We cannot pay any payables as of January 2nd or process any payroll until they're telling us that the auditor installs the new budget.
Okay, and I said we'll have a conversation about that a little later. That's common,
Sure, absolutely.
but I appreciate you letting.
That we haven't worked up.
Yes.
For the budget to be installed.
Correct.
And so right now, this is completely stuck. We can't process any payables with anybody that's sending us to pay out because it will not let us to the end.
Okay, well, I can't have a detailed conversation about that because it's not on the agenda, but I do want to sit down and talk this afternoon, both parties, because we do have to move forward on this deal. So, all right. That being said, we're going to open forum. Is anybody here for open forum today? What? I'm just watching what's going on in Judge Jaton's monitor over there. Oh, it's not his. Okay, that's us. All right, nobody here for open forum. We're moving to the consent agenda. Gentlemen, we have consent agenda for action on minutes, action on invoices, action on payroll, action on monthly report for revenue and disbursement, and observe and record elected official training certificates. You'll had all those accounts payable from the clerk's office. I'm sorry, from the treasurer's office in an email that was sent to you last week. Any questions?
Make a motion to approve. Second.
A motion and second to approve. Is there any changes, discussions, deletions, additions? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried unanimously. These end of the year accounts, AP run, huge. All right, moving along, we have court orders. Number one is discussing and approving employee wage status changes. What we have for this date is the employee wage status changes. Shanda Burns in the auditor's office. Welcome aboard, Ms. Burns. She's been there for a bit, but we have Teresa Korb in the auditor's office. Oh, forgive me. Sure enough. Okay, so we have pay increase, pay adjustment for Shanda Burns. We have pay adjustment for Teresa Korb in the auditor's office, Patricia Flores in the auditor's office, and Stephanie Vandergriff she's moving along. And Gary Melson I thought this guy resigned.
No, they did run it to Court County, did a good job with Boston County Sheriff's Office as well.
Oh. It's interesting. I guess I wonder what he's going to do for the sheriff's department. Yeah, I'd like more information about that. I mean, that's going to be kind of hard to justify. We're paying a guy $35.89 an hour to run a Facebook account, whereas it used to get done. Yeah, I'd never really pulled that one. $35.89. I don't think I want to approve that one today. I'd like some more information about that. Okay, thank you. And these three on the auditor's office, do they all fall within the payroll policy? Okay. Okay, that's what I needed to know. All right, those are the wage status changes for this day, 27th day of October, 2023. Is there any questions?
I'll make a motion to the exception of the one.
Okay, well, we'll approve motion in a second to approve the aforementioned wage status changes with the exception of one for Mr. Gary Melson. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Here you go, sir. Pass those around. Number two, discuss and approve appointing members to the Heart of Texas Regional Sexual Assault Response Team, SART team. We did this a year ago, and apparently somebody down at COG didn't quite get their job done. So what we're doing is we're going back and just to cross all our T's, dot all our I's, guys, we're going to reappoint. And to this is my recommended appointments. Folks in the room that we're going to mention their names are well aware of this at this point. For the Hill County District Attorney Office, Mr. Mark Pratt himself. We have George McCurley, who's currently serving from the Hill County Sheriff's Office, Mr. Clay Sparks from the Hillsborough Police Department, obviously Tony Kane from the Hillsborough Police Department, Rodney Watson is the Hill County Sheriff's Office, Miss Katie Cole is the Victims Coordinator, and then Kenyon Douglas from the ACCVC, and the Amy Derrick from the same organization, and then Robert White from the Hill County Sheriff's Office. And those are the names that I have to date. Any of that sound like it's outdated, old, or incorrect? Okay.
Tom, is Amy there? Is she the hot dog person? Is that right?
No, Amy Derrick's with the ACCVC, Crime Victims.
Okay.
But no, hey, you always catch us on these things. We might get it wrong. All right.
I think that Robert does paper, so we'll have to figure that out.
Oh,
But,
we can not appoint him right now and appoint him later.
I know George does.
Yeah, I knew that, but I'm not certain about Robert. His name's on the bottom of it, but I didn't really get a feeling on what he's doing on here.
He works property crimes.
I do know that I've been within some on sexual assaults with children.
Okay. Well,
Because, they're a smaller department, and so everybody has to do a little bit of everything, and so perhaps they want everyone as a backup if the other person is next to 10.
okay. Well, what
But
we'll
I think
do.
you can always, if you leave them on there, you can always replace it later.
Exactly right. So that's the aforementioned parties are my recommendation to appoint to the Heart of Texas Regional Sexual Assault Response Team.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion on the Heart of Texas Regional Sexual Assault Response Team? If not, I call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? I heard that, Jim. Good. All right. All right. That motion's going to carry unanimously. I will type this up neater than this. Sorry, this is my chicken scratch notes, but that's temporary. All right. Number three, observe and record sexual response team biannual report. Mr. Mark Pratt, our Hill County District Attorney, has been nice enough to compile this for us. Mr. Pratt, you've got the time.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a copy of the report here, and I think you already have one, but if not, I've got another one. This is due to legislation that was passed in 2021, which requires every 2 years that sexual assault response team report be presented to the Commissioner's Court. Atlantic Gudgel there with Hot Dog is going to want a copy of the minutes. If we could do that afterwards, we get some legislation that was passed. It only covers sexual assaults of adults. The vast majority of sexual assault cases that we see are sexual assaults of children, but perhaps that's why they wanted something monitoring cases involving adults. And so that was compiled. The court made a good move, I think, in getting Hill County to join in with Freestone Falls, Limestone, and Bosque County. And so these 5 counties are put together. Atlantic Gudgel, I guess, kind of coordinates, so to speak.
Allegedly.
The meetings, their quarterly meetings, and which they compile those statistics basically. And so Katie did a lot of the work in coordinating with law enforcement to make sure that we got all of the figures that we could from the law enforcement agencies. Some of the smaller departments, I don't know that we've been able to really get anything over the last few months of efforts to try to get some of their figures. So what we've done in my office now is we've created an Excel spreadsheet. When I say we, I mean Angie, and such that every time that we hear about one, we can put it in there and then track it through the process. So that way we'll kind of cover law enforcement's part of it as well. The cases that are reported to law enforcement where they never send us a case and we don't hear about it, obviously we can't track for you, but the rest of it we can. That's kind of the gist of it. So
Appreciate
the
it.
numbers are not huge numbers because they're just sexual assaults regarding adults.
I'm glad they're not huge numbers, but I thank you for getting these back.
Me too. We really
appreciate it.
It's fairly limited, and many of those are spouse related or different types of cases that sometimes never hit my desk because they get resolved at the law enforcement stage. Like I said, I do have one going to jury trial here in less than a month, but nonetheless, that's what those figures represent.
Appreciate it, Mr. Pratt. Thank you. Anybody questions for District Attorney Pratt? If not, we have an action item to observe and record the sexual response team biennial report.
Motion. Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Hawkins, a second from Commissioner Lake. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. I see an aye from Mr. Holcomb. So any nays? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Pratt.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, number 4, we're going to take no action on today. That's not ready for prime time yet. It was put on the agenda in hopes it would be, but we'll get back to you. That makes number 5, discuss and approve PTO policy amendment for dispatchers. And we're not ready for prime time on it yet. Yeah. Okay, in which case, fine with me. It's something that we think is important to deal with. Previously been brought to this court. So we'll bring that back up then. Number 6, discuss and approve quarterly investment report for June 30, 2023. You have before you the investment report. Now this was, you go, hey, Justin, we already approved this. You're right, we did, but we found a typographical error. So we're going back to correct the typographical error. I don't want something that we now know to be wrong in our permanent record is uncorrected. So we've got the signatures of the parties here, but it's the same basic fund balance. Our interest rate was actually, I believe, what the typographical. I would have loved to actually get that interest rate. It was quite significant, but they're not offering it, we were told. So anyway, we've approved the packet for putting into the court record. It's the previous report along with our agenda to show exactly what we're doing. So just a correction item.
Make motion, please.
Have a motion and a second to approve the corrected quarterly investment report for the quarter ending 6/30/23. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion shall carry unanimously. Yes, sir. Oh, okay.
The other party signed it. This was, I think we've already approved it. I just asked her to put it on here.
Okay.
Out of the funds column. We just.
Oh, yeah, no, okay. If I've got your blessing on it, I'm good. So in which case, we'll go back to number 4, which was discussion and or action regarding a road use agreement with Hill County and Hill Solar 2. And what it is a road use agreement for one of the solar farms that are coming in here. I just didn't have a copy this morning, but I have no problem making the motion to approve it upon our council's recommendation.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any further discussion on the road use agreement for Hill Solar 2?
It's identical to the solar.
Good deal. All right, in which case, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Appreciate that. Number 7, discuss and approve the 2024 investment policy. So this went through the Hill County Investment Committee. If anybody would like to serve on that committee, please let us know. We're always looking for suckers. I mean, people that are good volunteers. We meet several times a year. And I will let you know that there's been no changes in investment policy from the state of Texas in this last legislative session. That usually what we're looking for when we redo these. So this is basically or materially the same document. We've changed the dates to call it year beginning January 21, 24. Reviewed for typographical errors, misspellings, and anything we no longer do. But this is the policy that was recommended out of the investment committee.
Make motion approved.
Motion and a second to approve the investment policy for for year starting January 1st, 2024. And I told you I moved you along. I'm no Crumpton, but I'm trying to get this thing going. All right, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thanks, guys. That puts us on discussing mileage rates for 2024. As you know, we years ago attached our mileage rate to the state of Texas, and every year they make adjustments to it. And so this year, the approved mileage rate reimbursements recommended and same as the state of Texas rate is 0.67 or 67 cents a mile. So that is the mileage readjustment rate. As you can see, the treasurer has done a good job of giving us the backup information on this. And so there's your standard mileage rate and what we've got going on.
Make motion approved.
I have a motion and a second to approve the mileage reimbursement rate for 2024 at 67 cents. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
Yeah.
Number 9, discover and approve communication system agreement between Hill County and Blum ISD. This is the same form that we have previously approved for these communication agreements for parties to utilize the 800 megahertz system that we've installed, and I recommend its approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion on the communication system agreement between Hill County and Blum ISD or Bynum ISD? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. We have the almost identical action item on number 10, which is discuss and approve a communication system agreement between Hill County and the City of Itasca Police Department. Again, the form that we previously approved and the name of the parties basically changed. I'll recommend approval.
Second.
All right, motion and a second to approve the communication system agreement between Hill County and City of Itasca Police Department. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. You're right. You don't. I just showed them to you. There you go. Number 11, discuss and approve a form of proposed tax abatement agreement between Hill County and Grand Solar 11. Last time we didn't quite have that directly right. And so what we've got now is our tax abatement agreement. We're not approving the tax agreement abatement today. We're approving the form of the abatement agreement so that we might send it out to other taxing entities that are in the jurisdiction of this particular property. Whereas you remember on December 12th, the Commissioners Court established County Reinvestment Zone number 14. And we go through this and it talks about the premise, the general project description, development, construction, installation, facilities, equipment for operating a maximum 135.12 megawatt AC battery energy facility storage system. And so we go on our definitions as a capital investment of $93,300,000. And that's the minimum taxable value is $93,300,000. One of the things they can't get out from under that under the term of this agreement. I don't know if we talk about that enough, but that is one thing is keep people from going and suing the appraisal district with these agreements is saying this is what the term is going to be and all parties can contractually agree to that. It talks about does not include the abatement to the farm to market lateral roads. You know, we never give abatements on FM lateral roads. That's full bore. Talks about the abatements percentage. It's a 7-year abatement. It starts out at 40%. Year 2 is 40. Year 3 is 40. Year 4 is 35. Year 5 is 30. Year 6 is 25. And year 7 is 20. So, and it does fall and comply with our green energy regulation or green energy. That was the word I'm listening for. Green energy tax abatement guidelines. Guidelines is the word we're talking about. Again, there's the indemnity clause in here where they indemnify and hold harmless all county and county officials, employees from any liability arising from the owner's negligence in developing, constructing, or installing the additions, improvements, operation thereof. Goes on to run through the miscellaneous boilerplate terms that we've noticed in the past. And of course, it talks about the exhibits we have. You'll find that the exhibits start here on page number 12. Yeah, while they're only using 10 acres, there's one entity, a Matthews 2010 limited partnership that owns a 238.94 acres. This will be to the southeast of Hillsborough. Though they're putting the whole thing in there, they're only proposing to use 10 acres at this time. Approximately 10 acres at this time. You'll see there's a series of maps and aerial views in Exhibit A, Exhibit B, list of improvements in personal property. You're talking concrete foundations, batteries, containers, cabling, collection line, collection station. And then it goes forward beyond that. There's the road use agreement that you guys are going to see back here and part of this. And that will start on means page number 20. There's the maps. Hang on one minute. Well, I thought the road use agreement was part of this one.
17.
That's what skipped it. Yeah, there you go, Justin. Let me look at that language real quick. I'm gonna drag this out. Okay, Exhibit C, Commissioner's Court. Yeah, Port approving road use agreement. Grand Solar 10 improvements. Okay. Okay, there it is. Remember, we're going to do a pre-designation. What I was looking for in here is a copy that came up the other day with a Hubbard Wind, and there's a pre-construction survey and a post-construction survey. I now should have those in my possession this week, and I'll forward those to everybody. Mr. Dixon is quite the bulldog when you turn, hey, we're missing something. And anyway, he got that for us. So that being said, I wanted to make sure that those are both in this document as well. What that is, hey, what does the roads look like before we start? Because that's important. And then what are our expected end dates? And then where are they to go? Then also we put the fine in the amount of $1,000 for each truck using a non-designated road. So if they say we're going to use this road and then they detour with, without letting us know ahead of time in a written change, that we will fine those people for that. So then it has post-construction survey language. So all the financial assurances, there's the word. All right, that's the form of the tax abatement
Judge,
agreement. We're not approving the agreement, just the form. Yes, sir, Mr. Holcomb.
Does that have the road use agreement in it? I didn't, did you find that?
Yes, there is a road use agreement in it.
Same form?
Yes, sir, same form.
Okay.
With the caveat of the $1,000 per truck violation for using a non-designated road.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are you able to hear us okay, Jim?
Yes,
Okay, good. Just making sure.
it's just,
All right.
there's a little delay.
Okay. All right, so that's the form of the tax abatement agreement. Do we have questions about it?
Make a motion through. Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Hawkins, second from Commissioner Lake to approve the form of the tax abatement agreement for Grand Solar 11. Is there any further discussion? If not, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Any abstentions? Motion's going to carry unanimously. Thank you. And we'll get that out. Jim, did I get that wrong?
Yeah, I was a no on that. That's okay.
Oh, no. Okay, good. Thank you for speaking up. We're having a little trouble. So let me correct the record then. There's 3 in favor, 1 opposed. So you'll see Judge Lewis in favor, Scotty Hawkins, Martin Lake, and then Commissioner Jim Holcomb will be opposed. All right. Thanks for pointing that out. Appreciate it. Number 12, discuss and approve increasing a change fund for the Hill County Clerk's office. So they've had the kind of same change fund for a while, like 15 years is a while. It's $70 in each till each day. You usually have 2 tills. Usually have to drive personal vehicles to the bank at least 4 times a week to get change from the big bills we receive. And anyway, I'll let you say all this. You're sitting right there.
Well, yeah, it's been needed to be had for a long time. We just don't have enough change in our drawer to accommodate some of the customers. A lot of people come in with hundreds, and so we used to turn them away, but now I feel bad turning them away, having to go through security twice, and they're not happy when we turn them away. So we need more money in our drawers.
What do you suggest?
Well, we have 70 now, and I would like to up it to 200 per drawer.
So it's recommended Hill County Commissioners Court approve the expenditure of $260 to increase the amount the county clerk steals to 200 instead of 70. So, and to accommodate the growing amount of customers that come in the office daily. So basically taking the cash till from 70 to 200 per drawer.
Make a motion.
Good deal. We have a motion second from Commissioner Holcomb. Any further discussion?
Oh, no. I wish.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, any abstentions? Motion carries. We're gonna pass that around. All right, number 13, discuss and approve setting a public hearing of the installation of traffic control devices in the form of bus stop signs on Hill County Road 3322 loop. Tell me a story.
Oh, yeah, I agree with what you said earlier. It's we need to put a tracking device on this one. Let's just see where it ends up. Have a young lady that's got several children on an S curve in the road and they're just looking to put a bus stop sign ahead, or bus stop ahead sign
Okay.
at the beginning and ending of the road, just to give people a heads up.
I looked at this and I'm not gonna say I'm any expert on it. Does this need does this need action of the court?
I don't know that it does, because you're not regulating traffic. It's-
Okay, just wanted. I just wanted to make
I
sure
mean,
that,
I put it on here out of an abundance of caution, just in case I was wrong about that,
okay,
but
well, that's why I'm here, just to make sure that we're good to go.
you know what? We can have a public hearing on it. We're gonna have a public hearing on Jan 9th anyway, so if you want to do that, I'm all about
Oh,
it.
that's fine.
All right. Well, I make a motion that we held a public hearing at the regular Commissioners Court meeting on the 9th day of January 2024 to discuss the installation of bus stop signs on Hill County Road 3322.
Do we have time to get the paper? It's 7 to 30 days. I was looking at January 23rd, actually.
Okay,
I need to make an announcement. I will not be here on the 23rd. I need everybody to know that up front. I won't be here the week of the 23rd. Actually, we're not going, no, we're separate. Anyway, today's, yeah, we maybe get it in Monday's paper.
There won't be as many papers.
No, there's only one paper now.
Yes.
It's just Monday's paper.
Thursday.
All right,
I think it's Thursday next.
okay. Well, let's just put it on the 23rd then.
it's fine.
Put it on the 23rd, and we've got double check it here on the rest of it. I believe I've sent out those emails for the rest of the hearing, but I want to double check that. I think so too, but, and I worry. Okay, well, good deal. So make a motion that we put this, hold a public hearing at a regular scheduled meeting of the Hill County Commissioners Court to be held 8:30 a.m. January the 9th, 2024 to discuss the
23rd.
23rd, January 23rd, 2024. Discuss the installation of possible traffic control device in the form of bus stop signs on Hill County Road 3322 loop.
Second.
All right, motion and second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Number 14, ladies and gentlemen, is discuss and approve ratification of a care coordination agreement between Heart of Texas Behavioral Health Network and the Hill County Jail. We have no secret that we have a number of folks that have mental illness issues in the Hill County Jail, and it's something that we fought for years to find resources for, and we've been somewhat successful. The mental health nurse that we hired last year with this, earlier this year, with the new jail medical company has been doing some good work down there, and we're actually getting Behavioral Health Network, used to be the MHMR, now it's the Heart of Texas Behavioral Health Network, to administer meds. One of the things when meds are in that jail, they are something that we're responsible for, that payment of those. Normally they would go through us, but sometimes BHR, BHNR, it's not going to roll off the tongue like the old one, the BHN. They are going to provide those, and we have a duty to pay for those. So that, we have been pressing for a while to try to start some form of in custody rehabilitation of individuals with mental illness. There's some folks that are sitting down there. It's 400 days to get them into a state hospital. And so they languish in the jails. It's bad for the jailers. It's bad for the other inmates. It's bad for overall. And trying to push to get those people back on their medications, to get them to where they can answer for the things they've done, or at least they're can be judgmentally competent to stand trial for the accusations against them, is one of our big goals here. So what this is simply us paying at a Medicaid rate for certain medications administered by the Behavioral Health Network on behalf of Hill County to patients in Hill County.
Make a motion, please.
Motion and a second. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate that. Motion and second to approve. Any further deliberation, consultation, remediation? If not, I call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. All right, now pursuant to Texas Government Code, Chapter 551074, Hill County Commissioners Court will convene into executive session for the deliberation. Right? Yeah,
I didn't give this person notice that they were discussed.
I did not either. No need today? Okay, on the 9th? Okay, cool. All right, so I'm being told by our Christmas present we're getting, we don't have to go into executive session. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That being said, is there anybody else that has anything that we need to deal with today before we get off of this? No? Commissioner Holcomb, safety in your travels, please. And we look forward to seeing you back January 9th. Otherwise,
sir.
Thank you, sir. So otherwise, please keep Commissioner Crumpton in your prayers for a speedy recovery. And guys, see each other. Have a happy new year. So at this time,
Adjourn.
motion and a second from Commissioner Holcomb. We stand adjourned. Thank you. Yeah, I did a bit around that and started thinking about the weekend. It says,